have talked about DGPSI. Just want to help you very quickly. Tomorrow we are going to discuss in detail. Same time probably I'll be putting the questions to Mr. Navi. However, if you are not going to be there tomorrow, few thought process. One, DPPI 2023. If you look at the entire law, there are around 36 requirements, right? Typically, management system standard guys would appreciate the shall components I'm talking about. Which is the framework which is going to help you and me to implement DPPI 2023 in your organization? Any thought? Right? There you are. Thank you very much. Now, the DGPSI, it's not a standalone, sorry, DPPI 36 requirements, I'm not talking about implementing standalone. We do have different frameworks, different standards to start with. I'm sure in this hall, all of you are familiar with ISO 27001 to start with, let's say. The current standard, the release 2022, talks about 93 controls. Yes, no? Yes. Thank you. Will that suffice to meet the requirements of these 36 DPPI 2023? Any idea? I will answer your behalf, on your behalf. Answer is no. Fair enough. Of course, 27001 2022 talks about some of the ingredients of privacy. Even if you remember the standard name itself addressing privacy, however, it will not help you and me to adequately address the 36 components of DPPI 2023. What's the next step for me? We are all very familiar with ISO 27701, the PIMS, right? Privacy Information Management System Standard. 43 requirements or controls which need to be implemented in conjunction with ISO 27001. Will it address DPPI 2023 requirements? Any idea? No. We are talking about 93 plus 43 requirements, right? All of us in the hall knows 27701 beautifully talks about the Appendix D in particular, reference to the GDPR. Now GDPR and DPPI 23 is not same. There is a myth. That's what Navi talked about. Somebody in the morning, I was listening, they had raised a question. If I'm conforming to GDPR, am I conforming to DPPI 2023? Be with me, no. DPPI comes with its unique features, right? I can keep on talking about it. So, 27701, 27701, 93 plus 43 is not going to help me in implementing DPPI 2023. Stay there. We have ITA 2000/2008. Because the current version of ITA, only the section 43 capital A has been taken out. What we are talking about as DPPI 2023. The remaining provisions, some of the provisions of ITA 2000 and 2008 still could be referenced, could be revoked in discussion with the DPPI 2023. We are talking about almost 25 requirements of ITA 2000/2008. How am I going to implement it? Question mark. Navi sir just talked about the Bureau of Indian Standards, the latest one which is still in the draft, adequacy of governance and management, data management. There is a section or a practice group 7 which is focusing on risk management. Under the risk management category, quite interestingly, there are 25 controls related to data privacy, starting from data classification and so on. By implementing these 25 controls of this draft standard, will it help me to implement DPPI 2023? Any answer? Of course. Fair enough. Let me again, on your behalf, answer. No, it will not, because it's only addressing certain portions, not the 36 components of DPPI 2023. Like that, I can keep on talking about it. And we also know the efforts involved. If I have to be 27701 PIMS, I need to be, first of all, ready with the 27001, and talking about stage 1, stage 2, internal audit, management review, whatnot, etc. Absolutely, absolutely. Recertification, surveillance, and so on. This is where, be with me guys, tomorrow we'll talk about it more. Let me take the privilege in introducing and give a big hand to Mr. Navi, which talks about guardians of data privacy. In my opinion, I'm not trying to sell it over here, I had gone through each and every line of this book. This is the solution for you and me. Be with me. And we have a kind of, you can go to Amazon and buy, but go through Mr. Navi. You will be getting 30% of kind of a discount on this because he has got that privilege as an author. Each and every section, whatever I'm talking about, including GDPR compliance. And I'll stop here. We will talk about it tomorrow. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Thank you so much, sir, for evincing interest in the participants for tomorrow's programs. Probably it was like a teaser and the kind of issues that will be flagged off for tomorrow. Now we move on to the valedictory address by Ms. Satyavati Divadari on Internet of Things and data privacy.
Thank you. I know now you are already tired, so I'm not sure whether I need to go up or not. I'm just trying to see whether, how can I engage? First of all, IoT. How many people know what is IoT? Everybody. What is IoT? Internet of Things. Okay, do you have any IoT right now with you? Yes, what is that? Mobile device and smartwatch. Excellent. Okay, anybody have autonomous car? Not yet. Okay, so I just have one question for you before I go on to the topic. It's anyway 15 minutes, so it will be faster. I thought I will engage you a little more. I'll give you two options. Do you like to see something very exciting or something depressing? Exciting. Okay, let's go on the cars, guys. AVTR. Can you run the AVTR?
It's one of the craziest cars on the entire planet. Show you around and we're even going to get to drive it. So today's video is an absolute banger. Make sure you watch until the end. This is the Mercedes Vision AVTR. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super excited. I mean, this is the kind of car that when you get the call, your eyebrows go up. Mercedes called me, they were like, hey Sergi, you wanna do a car review? I was like, yeah, sure. They were like, it's the AVTR. I was like, it's one of those kinds of cars. This thing is super, super special. And if you don't know what this thing is basically a clash of the titans between the team over at Avatar and Mercedes. AVTR basically stands for Avatar. It also stands for Advanced Vehicle Transformation. First, you'll see that everything here is completely like lit up. It's glowing, right? But when you charge it, it also changes. So when you charge it, everything kind of goes inwards. This is super cool. And at the same time, it's also an indicator, like a turn signal. So when you want to turn, all you got to do is press the button, and there it is. There's your indicator. I thought I had cool rims, and then you see this thing. My rims look like a little plastic hubcap next to this. So the inspiration for this is also from the movie Avatar. It's from the seeds of the Tree of Souls. And I'll be damned if it doesn't look exactly like the seeds of the Tree of Souls. I mean, that is literally it. You'll also see that these don't look like normal wheels. They're actually spheres. And each one of these wheels can turn about 30 degrees, and they can each drive separately. So what you get is you can drive in different unique ways. This thing can literally drive sideways. It can drive diagonally. Obviously in the front, what you have is the Mercedes-Benz logo. Getting closer, right? What you'll see is that you have all these little individual lights. That is super cool. I mean, that looks like the future. All right, let's go around the side. You have the glass doors. We'll open them in just a second because first, I want to show you the back. This is my favorite part of the car. What you have are 33 scales. Mercedes calls these bionic flaps, and what they do is they move. Look at that. So now they've all turned red. When you brake, it turns red and they all move like this. But then when you accelerate, they all press forward and turn blue. Actually, even when you're driving, these things will turn with you in different directions. And it makes such a satisfying sound. Oh my God. That is super, super cool, right? So again, this thing makes the car literally look like it's alive. So when Mercedes calls these bionic flaps, obviously bio comes from the Greek root word life, and bionic is an artificial body part. So these are literal artificial scales, which make the car look like a creature, right? It makes it look like something that is no longer just a vehicle. Down here, you have these subtle lights, and the faster you go, the faster these lights will actually push. You have this awesome taillight going all throughout the entire back. And obviously, Vision AVTR, Vision Avatar. All right, time to go inside. So, no door handles or anything, right? Well, there's a secret button, a little fingerprint scanner. Let's see if I can get this right. And oh yeah. This is so cool. You see how it literally looks like a wing? Insect wings are like transparent. That's kind of what it looks like. It's even got that kind of curved shape. It's super cool, super cool. All right, so take a look at the inside. No steering wheel, no problem. I'll show you why in just a second. But look at this thing, look at the inside. This looks like a spaceship. All right, so let's go step by step. First of all, these seats are vegan leather. So what Mercedes has done is they've combined luxury with sustainability. And even this part, it's actually wood. It comes from a tree. And some of you guys are thinking like, what, you cut down a tree for this? No, actually the root can become invasive if it overgrows. So what Mercedes does is they get a win-win situation by literally cutting and extracting this wood carefully right before the wood becomes invasive. So save some plant lives, and at the same time you get a super cool little interior. This is both the driver's and the passenger seat because you can drive this car from here or from there. It doesn't make a difference because this is both the steering wheel and the brake. To accelerate it, you push forward. To turn the car, turn it sideways, and you can crab walk it by literally spinning this entire thing. We're gonna drive it in a second. All right, what's also super cool is at the back seat, you see the rear seat? That actually arches and becomes the headrest. So when I put my hand on here, you see that the entire thing comes to life. Look at that. There it is. You have a projection. Oh my God. This is exciting. That's super cool. That is super cool. Yeah, you feel like you're in some sort of like a fairy tale. It doesn't even feel like you're on the road. You hear that? Little heartbeat. Dum, dum. So what this is doing is this is actually scanning my heartbeat, and it can actually tell through this scanner and this projector who's driving the car. So it'll actually adapt to you, which is completely crazy. All right, here it is. Let's drive it. So first I'm gonna pull forward, and we're off.
One more.
Minutes, but I'm just breaking. Anyway, YouTube helps us with the ads, right? How is that? Fantastic, exciting, exhilarating, all words. So I just want the data privacy day, entire day you went through data privacy. Now can you give me some indications of what data privacy issues you might see in here? Now excitement side, put it aside please. Put it in the back seat, put your brain back and ask, what are the security thing?
Scanning of the person.
Scanning of the person. Biometric data is being collected, validated, and actually it's also connecting the heartbeat of person. And practically, if I run further, it also actually does it by its own. By chance, your heartbeat is so high, it will take over. By the way, that's what he will tell next. It will be completely 100% driven by the machine rather than you because you are not under control. You are under different control, right? Once you drunk or whatever the situation, so it will do its own. So what is happening here is, the reason why I got this excitement onto this call is, IoT, which is a machine by itself, designed by a person, can take over a person. Yes or no? It's possible. By the way, the directions are written by, the book is written by the people, yes? Yes? One more thing, I don't know. Now, we have security team here. What is the security control you observed here? You found any security control? Fingerprint. Biometric authentication, right? So it's actually the design issue, a design thing, right? Security in design. The machine only starts only the person who authorized, supposed to drive it. Otherwise it doesn't. That's one way good. It's already theft control is handled, right? So that is one of the control which you observe. So major things what we observed in the automation world, right? I'll just show you one more video, 1 minute, and then we go on to the issue section. Can you run the second video? Chris Price, yeah. But by the way, one more thing, Mercedes is not paying me, or I'm not authorizing Mercedes anywhere. Yeah. See this video?
Smoothie.
Making smoothie.
Calendar.
No meetings today. Remember, tandläkare at 9:30.
Fire off.
Fire off.
Open door.
Door open.
Sånn. Så skal vi sette en til.
Ah, ja. Open door.
Wrong voice command.
Open door.
Wrong voice command.
Open. Open door.
Repeat that.
Open door.
I didn't understand that.
Hey, open door.
Play on the floor.
Get over the door. Open the door.
Wrong voice command. Error.
Hey there. With a rock. Open door. Open door. Open door. Open door. Higher.
Higher volume.
Higher.
Higher.
Okay, that's a very funny video, but makes you understand, right? So it's actually here, it's a technology related, and then ability to process the NLP, natural language processing, etc. But there is another video where it's much more scary, where you might have seen already. The car can be thrown on the top of the hill. We are not speaking about Mission Impossible here. It's possible in the real world, because most of the autonomous cars have certain weaknesses accessible through the internet, obviously, have certain weaknesses and can be handled. Same applies to the smart devices we handle, and Siri and Alexa of the world, right? So there was a case on Siri listening to private conversations in the bedroom, and somebody raised a concern to Apple, said, delete that. As per our original discussions of data privacy, right, what is that it says? You can only keep the records once a consent is given. When you start using Alexa and Siri, you have already given a implied consent, and you are using it. So only choice of using, stopping, switching on, switching off is within us. Yes or no? So that's one challenge which we observe, right? So now coming to, I think what I'll do is I'll try to summarize in 3 things. One, advantages of using IoT. Okay, that's something I think you all know, but I'm going to cover anyway. And second is the challenges in IoT. And third, I will close it with the data privacy challenges. Otherwise, I might end up with data security, because being a security person. First part, IoT and challenges, advantages. What are the advantages we believe IoT is bringing into today's world, in your mind? Yeah? Ease of use, yes? Ease of use, that smart home, right? The homes can be managed as well as, just like any other technology, this is an additional new technology which is giving us that ease of use. And then if you go into instrumentation, like medical, right? The sharpest cut, like laser cut on the eye, which require a very minute, thin cut, can't be done by surgeons. So what we are using there? Already we were using machines, yes or no? Now, for that, AI is used. For cutting a surgery on the heart or anywhere else, we are using AI-based machines. You might say, okay, that's anyway, you give an instruction, put this number of thickness, put here, cut here, so it will do, right? Why do you need an AI there? So there are certain additional research being done by AI to see what are the possibilities of a person having such a medical history, with a family history. All those analytics will be done by the machine, and then give a possible options of how the surgery can be done. Do you believe that's good or not? Yes? Good, because it's precise. Doctor may err a bit by a nanosecond. In a heart, nanomillimeter is also really dangerous. Yes or no? Right? So that's where the machine really helps. I'm speaking about the positive side of the thing. And another advantage, if you see in the, I spoke about healthcare now, and then we spoke about manufacturing. In manufacturing, if you see in the machines what we saw, autonomous cars, autonomous flights are actually handled. Because in a defense scenario, I'm speaking about defense scenario, also AI being tested, by the way. Not everything is public, but the test is going on, research is on to use flights which run through AI. Reason is, then you save lives. You don't need to send a real police, right? What you are losing is a machine, which is a cost. Yes or no? So these are the advanced things which are beneficial in IoT, in my mind. And if we need to speak about the human world, per se, it's about, for example, some people have this diabetes scenario. The insulin need to be given at a certain time, and continuous monitoring is needed when it's increasing or decreasing. And heart, and the artificial hearts are there, it required to be monitored. Immediate health is needed. All these require IoT equipments, and I believe they are all valuable and useful. Yes or no? Yes? And needed. So that comes to the positive section, why it is needed and why we continue to use technology. Now coming to the second aspect, the challenges. I think some of you mentioned earlier. Security concerns in IoT is very high. Why? What's the security concern in IoT? Because of, yeah.
See, you don't have control on the extent of data sharing. The device will be sharing data with unknown number of devices, so there's no control over the data sharing.
Sometimes it's life-threatening. So recently there was one hack, and somebody were able to, activate the brake in a car, in a Tesla car.
So Tesla is considered to be the very highly technical car, but that has been hacked recently, and that's in DEFCON. Yeah, that disclosure happened. So coming back to IoT, the reason why it is more vulnerable is because of multiple reasons. One is it itself cannot store information inside. Yes or no? Because that's very minute. So it always relies on a third party. The third party could be a system or cloud. Yes? And there is a connectivity in between. How many parts are coming? There are multiple outside parties are connected. So all these required to be handled. How we'll handle it? What are the ways in which how can we secure? So cloud need to be secure because the data is completely going on the cloud and then you are accessing it. So you have multiple points here. One is how we are sending the data to the cloud, who is accessing the cloud, and then who is accessing on the end control side. So so many players are involved in that. That's why it becomes more vulnerable. Okay? And another one is that's the one why I said why storage is not an issue. So storage is also an issue. It doesn't have a storage, doesn't have process facility. So all because of that, then you have a security issue, right? So that's the challenge which we are observing. So knowing that these are the problems and these are the challenges, what should we do? How will we handle? What do you think? That's my closing, actually. How can we address this? Any suggestions, anybody? Increase the security? Huh?
Yeah, higher level of encryption and zero trust security and all kind of whatever possible we need to implement. Again, that is for today. Tomorrow, we don't know. Newer technology may come and that may beat all the security systems.
So we can go with that mechanisms of like having a higher encryption, having higher storage, everything. That's external again. How can you do it at the end point? Then it comes to human, which is us. Switch off the Alexa when you are not using, right? Yes? Yes or no? Why do you need Alexa to be running all the time? We don't know how to switch off. That's the main problem. Yes or no? TVs are always switched on. It's smart. It can record. Yes? You know the issue where the 2016, there was an issue where the CCTV started attacking the entire world. It's called Mira attack. And Mira botnet attack, which actually got entire world into stop still. That's still possible, yes or no? All our CCTVs are on IP, yes or no? Yes? Do we upgrade? Do we update? Do we do patches? No, right? So how do we handle it? So there are multiple ways in which we can do. One is buy systems like that, IP connected systems only from standard supplier. It might be a little 500 extra or 1,000 extra, but buy only from the standard supplier who can give you a maintenance fee or a replacement. Don't go with a system which is economical in that way. Just be worried because tomorrow, based on the IT Act, you are the person implemented, you are the person liable for anything happens from your mission. You understand? Your CCTV sitting here can attack the government. Possible, yes or no? Then, who is the law and order? Who will be responsible for the issue? The person who implemented the CCTV, yes or no? So, imagine that as a scenario or a threat and work on. That's one. I know it looks like a very far-fetched truth, but that's possible. Second, first question what I said is switch off when not needed. Second, when you are using connected systems, including your mobile, we are giving a lot of permissions to a lot of things. So you want to access Myntra? Okay. Are you okay to allow notifications? You say yellow. Are you allowing to access your location? Allow. You keep on allowing so many things. Location, notification, and your history, your password, storage, yes or no? How many applications are actually collecting that information? Do you have any control? And how many applications you are installing day by day? Do you have any awareness? And we can't. Only way is be mindful of whenever you are installing. Be mindful of when you are giving that permissions. Notifications are not needed for everything. Access is not needed every time. Only needed when needed. So you follow that as a basic ethic. And then closing with, I think last one is awareness. So I think this question came in like Gram Panchayati, how they will handle the consent management. This applies to the Gram Panchayati which is at home. We have a lot of people in our own home who use smart devices, yes or no? Yes? Do they know what to do, what not to do? No. So the elderly people and younger generation are prone for smishing attack. You know that, right? They get SMS, immediately they receive the call. Oh, no, this is a lottery, I need to call. And they are the victims, right? Increase the awareness in your own families and outside. You are smart. You are IT person. You know all the smart things. But your family may not be. Your neighbors may not be. Try to build that awareness in your office also, and you yourself follow. I think that's with that, I close.
That all the security patches can be downloaded and installed automatically. That will increase.
Agree, absolutely agree. And this is another thing. So wherever possible, try to update your systems, IoT system, where possible. The reason why I said where possible, in case it's outdated, you have an outdated machine which is running on IP, switch it off. My recommendation, switch it off. Otherwise, update. That's something which saves your life in general way. Okay, but that's a good one. On-air updates also. Okay, now Q&A. We can take one question, I guess, or two. After seeing that exciting car, I think you are happy, right? Okay. Yes. Yes. That's what we believe, sir. Hota nahi hai. Doesn't happen. Okay.
This particular case, actually, I mean, what is happening is the human psychology. There is a weakness in human psychology that is, we will take up the things for granted. Even if we are technically oriented or non-technically, actually, sometimes what happened is actually if I haven't, right now I may be aware about it. Now there is a new technology comes which is entirely a different one. So I assume that because I don't know anything about it actually, so I assume that actually things are there. But there will be a lot of vulnerabilities in that thing actually. So in that case, I'm not sure actually how do we, update this awareness? How do we take away this taken for granted approach, attitude?
So one more challenge here, I think that's a very valid point. See, what happens here is, when thief comes only when the money is there, yes or no? Money comes only when the business is running, yes? Business happens only when everybody is following, yes? After all the 4 items happen, when the thief comes, then only police comes, yes or no? Police comes, after that the regulation comes, yes or no? Because the number of incidents are rising, let's go for a regulation. So there is a cycle it has to follow to reach that stage. If there is a new technology, doesn't mean that I'm saying that we should not upgrade ourselves. We should use technology, we should use it for upgrading ourselves. But be mindful that it might have such harmful effects. When you are going a flight, that there is a possibility of that getting crashed. And you are aware and you are putting a seat belt. Yes or no? So we need to do that such kind of follow, for such kind of simple technology, like this is an IoT device. So I need to make sure, ask them whether it is a network connected. If it is network connected, no. First is no. Why do you need network connected for a battery light? Yeah, you can switch it on and off. What else it's going to do, right? It needs multiple lights. That's why I need a smart light. I did it in my home also. Afterwards, what happens? It's difficult for me to update it. And it runs on an IP, and it takes one IP from your broadband. Yes or no? So be mindful of those situations where you do not have a control and take a calculated choice. In today or tomorrow. Nobody can give a right answer for that. Yes? Washing machine also. Smart washing machines can attack. There's a complete movie on that. How smart washing machine can kill everybody. Anyway, I'll not go there. Now go to the questions. Another question? One more question. All good? All good it seems. Then quiz.
Now we have the quiz moments. Once again, Ms. Satya intervening.
Okay. Okay, back. I'm seeing a hand in the back.
Implementing strong encryption protocols. That is the currently weak points where IoT needs to be updated and firmware needs to be updated. So implementing strong encryption that will help the IoT secure.
Okay. So B, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody says?
Yes, yes.
No, okay. Answer please. The next question? Yeah, what do you mean by strong it seems?
Suppose currently we have like WPA2 encryption, like now we have a WPA3 with updating the latest protocols. Because earlier we have WEPA, some WPA, but that are vulnerable to, yeah.
Latest encryption technologies. Latest encryption technologies. Okay, next. One more question. Yeah, somebody have a, this is done. Next.
Congratulations.
This was done, no? You are done. Okay, then I have a question. So last gift. Okay. A general question this is. It doesn't have a ABCD thing. How IoT is different from OT? And what are the differences between the security concerns in IoT versus OT? I think there are a few people who are experts here. Oh, there are many hands, but first hand I saw in that corner. Okay, it's okay? Okay.
Am I audible? Yeah. So for IoT, when it comes to IoT security, there are different, again, standards. So a lot of it, the overlap between IT and OT is, still confused. But then there has to be, a fact which is known that, the applicability of IoT devices. One is, cannot hear me? Okay, is better? Okay, so when you talk about IoT security, the hardware layer, of course, especially around the medical devices, what category of medical devices, especially if they're intrusive, right? And if the device parameters are basically compromised, it can lead to incorrect diagnosis. And when you talk about OT, you're talking about the industrial control system, especially your PLC, SCADA, and the underlying technology to develop the applications and softwares are also different. So different coding standards. For IoT, for medical devices, especially for automotive, you have MISRA, C++, if you have heard about it, right? For medical devices, you have ISO 62403, which are the coding standards. So these are some of the differences, which we have to, realize and understand and learn about when you want to differentiate between IT, OT, and IoT. So it's still very early to say that there's going to be a strong overlap, between the three technologies altogether, 3 domains altogether. Hope that helps to answer. So I'm Akash Saxena, I work for Capgemini.
Please stay there. Please stay there. Thank you very much. Okay, with that we close. Good? Yeah. Okay, with that I'm giving back.
We have vote of thanks from Ms. Yeshu. Before Yeshu thanks all of us, let me appreciate the efforts taken up and the stewardship and how she pioneered with regard to organizing a wonderful program from Manipal's end. Thank you so much, Yeshu. Please, it's your turn now.
The end of this insightful and very inspiring conference seminar held today. I'm very grateful for everyone's support and enthusiasm to come celebrate Data Privacy Day with us. Last year, this time, I was in Europe, and I was hoping that India will also see a regulation very soon, more new governance frameworks, and we are here right now. I believe that we are currently living in very interesting times where we are all contributing to the development of privacy laws in our country, and that is very essential. On behalf of our event hosts, CSA Bangalore, FDPPI, NXP Semiconductors, BSPIN, and Manipal Law School, I would like to thank everyone who contributed to the resounding success of this event. First and foremost, I would like to express my profound appreciation to our eminent speakers who graced us with their presence and shared their invaluable expertise. A special thanks to our panelists who, through their dynamic and engaging discussions, provided us with a deeper understanding of the challenges and opportunities here. To our esteemed guests and attendees today, industry leaders, data privacy experts, security professionals, consultants, and academicians, thank you, Lord. Your participation has immensely contributed to the diversity and richness of this conference. Lastly, I would like to express my gratitude to our event partners and everyone involved in organizing this event today. Without your generous support and collaboration, this event would not have been possible. Your dedication to foster the smooth running of this conference. As we depart from here today, let us carry forward the knowledge and insights gained and continue to work collectively towards a future where data privacy is not just a regulation, but implemented as a fundamental right and a shared responsibility. Thank you once again, everyone, for making this conference a memorable and impactful event. Thank you and have a great evening ahead. Thanks.
Thank you, Yeshu, and a kudos to the great collaboration that happened for the day. Now we have the tea, as of now, that's being served over there. I request volunteers of CSA Bangalore chapter and Manipal Law School to please